When weed stops becoming fun. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about when weed goes from being pleasurable, enjoyable, you get stoned all the time, to when the darkness starts to sink in. Now you may not be at the stage yet, so this isn't to freak you out. This is for the people who are in the shit right now. And they see that, oh wow, my life has kind of not gone the way I wanted, and there's one thing in common here, and that's a joint in my hand every day. So this story, this is what happened to me. So I started off, I was loving weed, I was connecting with people, my consciousness was expanding, music sounded really good, of course food sounded great, right? And because of that, I fell in love. It was like finally that thing that made me feel human, that made me feel whole and complete. Due to trauma, due to things in the past, I always felt this sense of like something wasn't right inside, and weed kind of helped that and made me feel whole again. So I fell in love with it. So I continued to smoke, and it was still fun for a couple of years. I remember some really good memories, having fun with friends, having fun with myself, discovering new things about myself, about the world. And I thought this was gonna last forever. I thought I found my magical medicine, my cure. What happened though is that as time went on, I started to see that, okay, maybe this isn't going as great as it once was. I still had a lot of dreams when I was smoking. It's not like I just gave up on everything and got completely lazy. That happened later on. But I was like, yo, I wanna go create music, I wanna DJ, I wanna have a great career, I wanna have a relationship, all that stuff. And as I started to see what reality was like versus what I felt like when I was smoking weed, I was like, whoa, there's a big disconnect here. I'm talking the talk, but I'm not walking the walk. And because of that pain and that unwillingness to face that reality, I continued to smoke and continued to smoke. And what happened over the course of a year is the weed stopped working. I stopped getting as high as I did. I had to smoke more and more every day just to get the same feeling that I did at first. And that feeling that I would get would only last a couple minutes. And this started to freak me out because I was like, oh my gosh, this thing that was making me so happy isn't making me happy anymore. If you've ever had a relationship and the relationship goes sour, you know that feeling. And I said, okay, so what do I do to start feeling as high as I used to? So I upped the doses. I upped the quality of the weed. I still went from flower to dabs, and I started smoking dabs all the time. That worked for a little bit, but eventually the dabs, I couldn't stay high for very long. I started dealing so I could have unlimited amounts of weed, so I never had to go without, and I could be high from sun up to sundown. And what I found was that, as you might have guessed, it worked for a little bit, but over time, it started to have really major consequences where I couldn't get high off marijuana anymore, as in the flower. I could only get high off taking dabs, and that high from the dabs would only last a little bit. So it was really scary, and I was like, what do I do? My life's kind of in the shit. As you know, I was selling weed. I got into some financial trouble, if you know what I mean. And I realized like, okay, I have to make a shift now. So for me, that was a period of a couple of years where weed stopped being fun to where it became a very big problem in my life. Now, this is not to say that you're gonna have that problem. This is not to say that people cannot handle weed. I have friends that can still smoke. And from what I see is they don't have very many outer consequences of it. Maybe they recognize that, yeah, if I didn't smoke, my life could be a little better, but they're not in the shit. They have jobs, etc. So they're holding down. So this is, again, not to say that you cannot smoke weed or that if anyone smokes weed, they're gonna have this exact same experience. This is for the people that are going through this experience and that can relate to life being awesome while high and then not going so well anymore. And so now for some practical tips here. If you are in this situation and you're feeling that fear, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna be honest with myself, weed isn't doing what it used to and I wanna change. Well, there's a couple things you can do to start maybe shifting the mindset. First is what you're doing right now, is watching this video. So props to you, take some courage to face that. Second thing is to start journaling. What do I want my life to really look like? And when I mean really, like all your goals and dreams. Dig deep, go to all your childhood memories that you can, where you just dreamt of success, of happiness, of joy, all that. Maybe you just wanna be happy and peaceful, right? Write that down. And then write down also what's going on in your current situation, what your life is like now, today. And be honest again. Look at your finances, look at your relationships, look at your living situation, all that stuff, and then compare the two. Now, if there's a big stark difference between the two, that might be a sign that it's time to start letting go of the weed and find a different avenue for life. Because guys, life is long, but it's also short. And we don't get very many opportunities in life sometimes to make huge changes. That's true and not true. We always have the opportunity to change, but sometimes there's going to be moments where a real opportunity presents itself to make a big, lasting, impactful change. That's what it was like for me when I got into financial trouble with weed. I saw like, okay, this is something I have to take serious now, or else 10 years down the line, I might be in jail, I might be in prison, I might be dead, who knows? I know I definitely wasn't gonna be living the life I wanted to if I didn't take action and get rid of this stuff. The last thing you can do is download a couple PDF guides I have down below. It's gonna have resources to free meetings, free support, all that stuff. I got sober through free support groups. So I know that these groups, and I can't say them by name for privacy reasons, but you can probably guess what they are. Some people are really against them. I found that once I opened my mind and heart to them and gave them a real honest chance, they completely changed my life. And today I still go to them in some regard or the other. For other stuff, not so much weed anymore because that's been kind of in the past. However, they're very invaluable and they don't cost $1. I didn't have much money when I was getting clean, I'll tell you that much. So I had to really find ways to get sober without spending a lot of money. And what was very helpful was these free support groups. So I totally recommend checking that out. You can download the free PDF below. There's like 30 different resources on there, including YouTube channels, movies, books, those you will have to pay for, but the YouTube and stuff, obviously that's free. Meetings, forums, chat groups online. So a lot of free stuff. You can go out there and start meeting other people in the community that are also looking to quit marijuana, have quit marijuana, or are on that journey. So guys, if you got value from this video, subscribe for more daily video content about marijuana, quitting addictions, etc. And comment your thoughts below. Talk to you soon. Peace.